Simon Epka is blackmailing us. He is not our leader. Ipob fires at Supreme Court for imposing. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time and where you're listening to this news from. This is Morning News. News in details. The indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, requested the Supreme Court on Friday to reject accusations that Biafran agitator Simon Ekpa, who lives in Finland, is a leader or a member of Biafra. Before the December 5th judgment in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ipob urged the Supreme Court should not yield to blackmail and that Simon Ekpa was its leader. The Ipob spokesman, Emmanuel Powerful, was responding to the Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa's claim that Simon Ekpa was hindering the work of security officers in the southeast. A statement by Powerful read in part. It says that the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra led by the Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wish to debunk the fallacious statements credited to the Army Chief of Staff that Simon Ekpa is a leader of Ipob. I'm saying it categorically that Simon Ekpa is blackmailing us. He cannot be our leader, and never. The only leader we have is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigerian Army Chief is very aware that Ipob has disassociated himself from the criminal activities of Simon Ekpa and his auto bandit gangs. Nigerian Army, DSS, Police, and Simon Ekpa are all in collusion to blackmailing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ipob and ESN has no other leader except our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian Army's latest media outburst that Simon Ekpa is an Ipob leader is nothing other than blackmail towards the upcoming judgment of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Supreme Court case. However, the linking of Simon Ekpa to Ipob leading and his recent tweet where he threatened to start violence evacuation of Nigerian military in the southeast is part of their collective plans to renew violence in the southeast. Both Nigerian security forces and Simon Ekpa have the same objectives. The first is to renew violence, killings, and destruction of properties in the southeast that have been quiet for some time now. Secondly, it is to use their renewed violent activities as evidence to bias the minds of the Supreme Court Justice not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the 5th of December based on national security interest. We knew that the Supreme Court Justice were under pressure from the federal government not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that is the truth. Hence, they are shopping for evidence to persuade the judges. All the shenanigans by the Nigerian Army, DSS, Police, and the Nigerian government trying to use Simon Ekpa as a double agent is because of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case that is coming up on the 5th of December 2023. They are looking for ways to blackmail the Ipob leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, before the Supreme Court judges. The world knew that Simon Ekpa was not a member of Ipob, and even ESN was not a member of Ipob and ESN and was not representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Ipob in any way. The public should watch how the criminal and double agent in Finland will start violence a few days after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Supreme Court judgment. This criminal and his sponsors want to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that he will not be released. Remember that recently the Nigerian army called him an Ipob leader. They are all working together to blackmail and demonized Ipob and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is now obvious that the Nigerian army was among the agents that recruited the criminals ravaging the southeast region and Igbo land in particular. For the Nigerian Army Chief of Defense so low as to refer to Simon Ekpa as Ipob leader because the National Assembly is ridiculous and also degrading to the Nigerian government and the Nigerian army. Do they think the Nigerians and the international community are so daft not to understand who is Ipob leaders or members and who are not, but just playing scripts? Thank you viewers for listening to this news. Whether they like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu will be released on that same date. His next trial is going to be released on the 15th of December. This was what made Ipob and Biafran coming together, praying, having a 4 days prayer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for his release. They have not been having this prayer before now. Whenever Nnamdi Kanu's case is being adjourned, they are not always praying, but they have really taken it upon themselves that they will definitely pray and this prayer will work for them. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released from the tension. So viewers, what is your take on this? Your comment concerning this news will be very much appreciated. Please don't hesitate to drop every of your comments down below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive notifications each time we upload any